With Aaron, please. G'day, mate. Really appreciate you having me along today. I just want to start with an anecdote. I was actually out picking organic blueberries on Sunday, and it was way out near, is it Whelan's Road, I think? So I was going in there and I walked in, parked, and there's all these families there, a bunch of kids, people squealing with joy. I don't know if you've been out there, but the blueberries are insanely good. Came back with 9 kgs for about $65. That's insane. So anyway, so come back, and I noticed as I'm walking in there, there's all of this piping, little black piping, because the irrigation's off the charts. They've got to put cloches in. They've got to get this stuff growing beautifully without any insects and junk like that. Get our blueberries, come back out onto the main Whelan's Road, and I noticed running along the edge of the road is this beautiful little river-like thing. It's like in the culvert, and it's just this insanely clear water running down the culvert. And I'm going, well, that must be for agriculture, irrigation, or I said, taken it out of an aquifer somewhere, and it's just... But I was thinking, if we let this go out of our control, if a CCO gets hold of this, and that CCO is governed by central government, for example, and they have no idea what's going on the ground. They've no idea. They have no idea what's going on with the children. Like, there are these children squealing with joy. The thing is, as soon as you go with the CCO, they're going to say, well, stick a pipe in there. You've got no free-flowing water. Did you know one of the first cities in the world to ever get piped water was actually in Italy? Their cancer started going through the roof within 24 months because the water wasn't free-flowing. I don't know if you know anything about this. It's really fascinating. You put water under pressure, it comes dead. This water that was flowing down this pipe, or down the open culvert, was fresh, it was clear, it was moving, Local government central government doesn't understand that sort of thing. People who are on the board of directors who are unelected but are being talked to by some higher force don't understand this sort of thing. Where do the children come in? Where does the future... Like, if you're going to have central government dealing with this sort of stuff, first thing they're going to do is they're going to listen to the fluoride thing, for example. And next minute we've got fluoride in the water, and then you've got... Did you know, someone worked it out, it's actually cheaper to pay the fine in Christchurch than to actually put in the fluoride on every well and then get hazmat suits and get guys to store it and then get machinery to put it in. It's actually cheaper to pay the fine every month. That's insanity. And then you've got one of the biggest, most important federal government decisions on the west coast of the US saying, you stick that stuff in the water, you're dropping the IQ of children. And they have that as proven research fact. Well, if we're on central government control because of a CEO that's looking after our water, do your children have any control over making decisions about that? About the IQ of your children? If my children, well, luckily she's 21, she's kind of over that, We lived in Gisborne for 6 years. We lived in rural Gisborne, a little place called Mōrere, renowned for its hot springs, saltwater hot springs. She just lived off river water and oh my God, tank water off a roof. Never got the flu, never got sick, healed fast, perfect digestion, IQ of about 125, maybe 30. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about how can she afford this in the future? Barely afford a house, And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to up the cost of our water. That's the first thing they'll do. They'll say, well, it costs so much, we're going to stick pipes and stuff like that. We're going to put the water up. And then my daughter and her children have to work out how to pay for that one day. That's what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. And so I thank you so much for your time.
No, you're right. Thank you for making the effort to come in. Any questions?
Yeah.
Timothy.
And don't forget, one of the wisdoms from Wellington was that a CCO can also borrow up to 500%. So, not like we're in enough trouble already.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing. I actually asked Grok yesterday. So what are the top 5 things you should do to reduce, the amount of outgoing so you can afford to look after the water yourself, Well, just get rid of 1 or 2 of the extraneous things like fireworks displays that cost blah, 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 and yada, yada, stuff like that. But in the end, how you reduce the cost is don't have people who have no awareness of what's going on the ground, shooting up our debts for stuff we can't control. Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron.
But
Brilliant.
passionate, but hey,
Good on you, mate.
thanks
Good
very
on
much.
you. Brody, please.